Thank you, Mr.
Let me
Speaker.
come to Pendream North.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. I also rise and standing on Order 93.5 to also contribute to the statement made by the Venerable MP for Subin. Mr. Speaker, I would like to also take consolation in the book of Ecclesiastes that states that no one can anticipate the time of disaster like a fish caught in a cruel net or a bird caught in a wicked trap. So are humans caught at a time of calamity when it suddenly falls upon them. Mr. Speaker, what happened in Edam is not only tragic, but it also mocks our piety as a nation. Unfortunately, what the people do need now will not be just solidarity messages or just visits to the place. Mr. Speaker, within the last 3 months, we've had many markets, Kwadaso, Kantamanto, and all other places across the country. And when these incidents happen, you normally will have the first 1 week people making solidarity messages and all. But people have lost their livelihoods. So, Speaker, the Edam matter, it's not just a matter of us expressing sympathies. People have lost whatever they have built for years and for decades. If I listen to the Honorable Member of Parliament for the area, and it's much more important that we also take that into consideration, that these recent power outages, if it is not something that we nip in the bud, it can happen in my constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm not predicting or prophesying, but it can also happen in Formina. And so it's about time that we get a very concrete position and answers that we can take to even our people. Clearly, you can see that when it happened in Accra, they said a committee has been set up to give these people some support, micro support, up to date. If you go for the records, less than 1/10 of the people might have received those support and intended support. Now we have a doom on our hands. Not too long ago, you had other places. What are we doing as a people to also help correct some of these structural issues? If you are talking about electricity or the power outages being one of the critical issues, especially in this fire, I am worried. I'm worried that the more we make such issues, that political football, we will praise the government, praise President Mahama because he visited the people. It's a short space. He leaves and what happens? I saw a video of the Ashanti Regional Minister, Mr. Speaker, shouting on firefighters and then asking them that they should have brought tender containing water and all. Mr. Speaker, these rhetorics, they will not solve the problem of the day. The earlier report of some of these incidents, what happened to it? How did we deal with the structural issues that came up? And how are we taking steps to ensure that other markets are also not affected? And very soon, you also be approaching the dry season after this rainy season. And you are likely going to face some of these issues. I want to plead with your good self and your good office that Parliament must also take very concrete steps and hold the appropriate ministers before Parliament so that we get to know what we are doing to ensure that we do not have such issues recurring, and two, those who have been affected, what is being done for them. I believe that just solidarity messages will not be enough. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Member for Ketunov?
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, I am guided by Order 93.5, and I want to make a brief comment on the statement presented by the Member of Parliament for Subin. Mr. Speaker, I want to express my sympathies to all the victims of the Edam market fire disaster that happened a couple of days ago. And indeed, like the maker of the statement rightly stated, it has become a worrying trend that in recent years we have seen many markets being ravaged by fire disasters, and it is important for us to take some actions to prevent the reoccurrence of same in other markets. But while stating this, I would want to humbly state that issues of disasters are very sensitive issues, and they are issues that we must do as much as possible, do away with partisanship while dealing with it. And that is why I personally was not too pleased when, even before an investigative report is out, the conclusion out there, as the maker of the statement sought to create or paint, is that it was caused by electricity or dumso, as they are trying to say. I think it's important for us to wait for the authorities to come out with a report. Let us find out what really caused the incident while we address the challenges. While at this, I wish to commend the government for the swift response to the incident in Edam. I have seen videos of how the Ashanti Regional Minister, the young and enterprising Ashanti Regional Minister, the Honorable Dr. Frank Amwakohini, and his team were in the thick of affairs, even at midnight, trying to ensure that the market disaster was brought under control. Beyond that, the regional minister and his team, in less than 24 hours, raised over 600,000 Ghana cedis to support the traders who were affected. And as I speak, many other efforts are being made to raise more to support. The President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, also delegated his counsel, the Director of Legal Affairs at the Presidency, and the CEO of Maslock were all at the scene trying to show sympathy and to express support to the victims of the fire incident. And so I want to plead with all of us that when some of these things happen, let us put away the partisanship, because when a disaster like that strikes, the fire does not discriminate and affect only people that belong to a particular political party. Everybody is affected. And so let us put away the partisanship and approach this issue in a way that all of us can address the issue and find a lasting solution to it. I wish to commend the President, the Minister, and everybody who is playing a role to ensure that the women whose items and shops got destroyed are restored back to their normal position, and the support that has been extended to them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Yes, I'll take.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The fire outbreaks are now becoming unbearable, and I think it's very, very pathetic. But all that I'm seeing, the commentaries that we are giving here, is about the blame game, which is not fair. We are talking about businesses here, Mr. Speaker. What I will urge is that we should brainstorm, we should sit and figure out what will be the way out. The politics in our markets concerning fire is now too much. Let's put the politics away and come out with a concrete solution so that it will help our women and our traders over there. To me, I think we need to educate and re-educate our traders concerning factors that can cause fire in the markets. Secondly, the stores that are there, you go there, sometimes there's not even fire extinguisher there. Some women are there cooking, some are frying, they are doing all sorts of things in the market. We should be concerned about that. It is not a blame game where we have to talk about doom so or not doom so. We all know what is happening. The politics is too much. That is why Katamento came. Today is Adum, or is it Doom? Tomorrow, tomorrow it might be Paga market. So to me, let's put all the politics aside. Let's put all the politics aside and face it. We need to tell our traders in the market that at least they should fix, or we should assist them to fix fire alerts. When there is fire, if it starts and there is a dip, at least they can contain it. The major factor here is that even access in our markets, there's no access. When there's fire, the fire tender cannot even enter the market. That is what we should be concerned about and make sure that we create access. But here is the case, myself and you want to win power. Who will go there and create that access and pull somebody's store down so that you will not get the votes tomorrow? I am urging all of us as a house to hold the bull by the horn and make sure that we do whatever that is necessary for our markets to prevent future events of this nature. Thank you very much.
Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to the statement made by our colleague MP, the MP for Subin. Mr. Speaker, the statement seeks to highlight the issue that occurred a few days ago at Edam in Kumasi, where the market literally got burnt. Mr. Speaker, it's unfortunate, and it's indeed very unfortunate, that these situations keep recurring. We are very often very quick to try to find someone to blame for circumstances that we ourselves create. If we don't learn as a people to take responsibility for our actions, I'm afraid we will go around this. It will become a circus. At every turn, a statement will be written, it will be read, we will make contributions. Those who will decide to politicize this will politicize it. But I insist that the issues of fire outbreaks and burnt markets can never and should never be politicized. It is offensive and it is an abuse of the sensibilities of the women who sit in the market. All of us go to the market, and as you indicated, Mr. Speaker, the market is the arena for women. We are either selling, or we are trading, or we are buying. So, at all times, market in this country is business for women. At a time like this, Mr. Speaker, I want us to hear voices of people advocating for a modernization of the markets that we have. A modernization of these markets will keep the women safe and keep their goods safe. But when we don't do that, and we are quick to go back to the structures, some of these structures existed before independence. They will either pull a wire here, connect it here, so that they can also have power in their stall. We cannot blame anybody. What are we doing as a people to look at the market that takes the last population census in this country, in May 2021, pegged women at over 51% in this country? Let's say half of these women are trading in the markets. That is an area that policymakers need to focus attention and modernize these markets so that the women and children and girls who go there will be safe. Mr. Speaker, we've seen some attempts where governments come and they pick up some markets and do a redesign or modernizing the places. But what happens to the traditional owners of the stores and stalls in these markets? Oftentimes, Mr. Speaker, when this so-called rehabilitation or reorganization or whatever is finished, the original owners of the shops are found wanting, because it becomes so easy for politicians, for office bearers, for public office holders to get in and take over these shops and stalls for their friends and cronies, shortchanging the original owners of the shops. That might be one of the reasons why, Mr. Speaker, they will not be so inclined to want a modernization of their facilities because they end up losing out. Can we agree as a country that this is what they also have to do? That we, when they vote us into public office, have a duty to protect their interests and to protect their properties and spaces. We don't get into office to take over what they owned and in many instances used to grow us and take care of us as we went to school and everything. So, Mr. Speaker, I add my voice to this statement and I urge the city authorities in Kumasi Metropolitan Authority, to take a second look at these facilities. Look at what we can do to bring them to speed, make them a place where everybody wants to go to, and make them a place where our mothers who go there every day are safe to engage in their marketing and trading activities. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Honourable members, I come to leadership.
Speaker, with greatest of deference, I had earlier made application that we stick to the number. Speaker, the Honourable Gloria who spoke was an additional one. Speaker, with respect, shall we revert to the original agreed number, which was 3? So we minus Honourable Gloria, so we can have one on our side.
Why are you minusing?
Because she was an extra number. Which application we made to you? Speaker, with respect.
Well, Honourable Professor Nyako.
Mr. Speaker, you are a good man. Thank you for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, what happened at Edam on Friday, the dawn of Friday, Mr. Speaker, was a national disaster. It was a national disaster. And I'm sure by this time, all of us should be mourning. And I want to comment the maker of the statement, Honorable Subin, for this troubling, worrying, melancholic, and sad statement. Mr. Speaker, what has befallen our brothers and sisters, especially our mothers who ply their trade at Edam, is so sad. And I wish that it didn't happen. Mr. Speaker, livelihoods have been lost. Investments of persons have gone down the gagara, gone down the drain. And I think that we need to be in the shoes of all such persons. Mr. Speaker, at this moment, we cannot only raise them Godspeed. We cannot. What we have to do is that the government must put in interventions, measures to ensure that what happened there doesn't happen again, and also seek the welfare and resettlement of those persons who were affected. Mr. Speaker, what we have heard from the scene of the incident was that sad spectacle was triggered by erratic power supply. This is what we have been told, allegedly, that it was as a result of erratic power supply, what we refer to as doomsday. And we are asking, Mr. Speaker, before investigations are done to unravel the actual cause, this is what we are hearing. This is what we are hearing. Mr. Speaker, it is also true that the president...
Hold on, yes.
Speaker, Professor Nyako
is a seasoned debater in this house. He knows that he cannot proceed on the path that he's taking because it will provoke debate. His duty is to make comments on the statements ably delivered by my brother, lawyer Kofi Yeboah. Obri Yeboah. Yeah, Kofi Obri Yeboah. And he shouldn't proceed on that tangent. Because what is important now is the House being engaged to see what directive the chair will give in respect of bringing some comfort to traders whose businesses have been destroyed by the fire outbreak. The issue of what caused the fire, let's leave it for proper investigations. We can do this on radio, but on this floor, Mr. Speaker, you can't say that this is all we are being told. So you also carry it and bring it to the floor. If my members also say this is all we are also being told, that the fire was set by somebody, then we'll be descending into some chaos. So it should sail safely to the shore and deal with how some temporary relief can be brought to the multitude of traders in his Kofi is in a state of desperation. He needs some comfort, some interim comfort brought to his people. So address that matter. How we can pray the speaker to make some interim directives. Don't invite my people into this temptation. Don't.
Speaker.
Yeah, Honorable Professor Nyako, just take note of it. I mean, we don't degenerate the comment into.
Mr. Speaker, I mean, we've all studied the English language. I said allegedly. I didn't say that it was ABC. Allegedly. Mr. Speaker, so let me proceed. Let me proceed, Mr. Speaker, and again. Mr. Speaker, and again.
Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, the maker of the statement made a beautiful statement, and I'm making commentary on that. And I've not violated any rules of this House. I have not. So I will indulge my respected majority chiefship to give me the space to make my point with all due respect. With all due respect, Honorable Roxanne Fiamapo, please, let me make my point. Mr. Speaker, in January this year, on 2 different occasions, in my constituency, the Kwadaso Wood Market suffered the same fate.
Honorable, hold on. Honorable members.
Speaker, it is not the place of the member to say that I have not violated any rule of the House. I am drawing his attention to the fact that his comments has the potential of violating the rule. The rule is that where in making a comment in consequent upon a statement made by a member, you make comments and the comments are such that they have the potential of degenerating into a debate. The debate will be that this side will counter what you have said. That is the danger that we must not invite. And I'm drawing his attention, and I've drawn the chair's attention, and the chair is giving a guide. So you take a cue, but you don't say that I have not violated any rule, so you proceed on the same path. If he proceeds on the same path, Mr. Speaker, yeah, exactly. So, Professor Nyako, we do this all the time. You do this all the time. So avoid. So it's a path not beating. Don't take that path. Take the beating path, and let's make progress.
Mr. Speaker.